There's an election going on in France. Marine Le Pen is going against Emmanuel Macron. I'm going to talk about that after the introduction song.
When I walk up in the club and sing, everybody want to know my name. Yeah, here comes the glass road. Yeah, here comes the glass road.
Marine Le Pen, my understanding is that she views herself a lot like me, which is kind of hard to explain, like how I'm like a right-wing, left-wing person. I can understand that because like she's sort of racist, but she's not that racist. But I'm not racist. She, I think, probably gets me a little wrong slightly, but I probably am more like her than I realize. But what I'm not is against Europe and the European Union. And from what it sounds like, Marine Le Pen wants to leave the European Union, and she wants to leave NATO, and she wants to lower taxes. And I want to give everyone $10 million, and everyone's gonna have less time that they work because I'm gonna reduce the work week. You're not gonna have to work 40 hours a week. And I'm going to lower the prices of fuel. And I'm going to do everything that you've ever dreamt of. And I think that the reality is that, like, I like lower taxes, and I like lower fuel prices, and I like a shorter work week, but you can't just, like, wish things into existence. And I feel like when you leave the EU, you might mess up your economy and not even realize it. And that's the thing about, like, Marine Le Pen. I might be okay with her. Like if I met her, I might really get along with her, and I probably don't know enough about her. But what I do know is that I'm moving to Europe. I'm going to be a European. I'm not going to be French. I'm going to be Italian. And if I'm going to be Italian, then I'd prefer that France be a part of the European Union, because France is like the most important economy in the European Union other than Germany and Italy. Like there are three economies that are like the most powerful: Germany, Italy, France, and then Spain, I'm sure is more of a powerhouse than I realize. But all I'm saying is that, like, if I'm going to view myself as a European someday, which, I mean, at this point, not yet, but if I am going to be a European, I want France to be part of the EU, and therefore I want Emmanuel Macron. And that's the problem with two-party elections, with like you against me elections. A lot of the time it's like, well, you have this option, which is Emmanuel Macron, which, let's face it, like, I don't think he's a very big fan of me, or he hasn't been a big fan of me in the past. And then you have him against Marine Le Pen, and Marine Le Pen's like, let's completely change the world. Sometimes it's easier just to go with Emmanuel Macron. And so that's why I'd probably just go with Emmanuel Macron. But clearly, I'm more of a moderate than Macron. I don't know. So yeah, am I a European? I'm going to be a European. So if you're from Europe and like you're watching me and you're going, what? You're a European? I'm moving there. Like, I'm that serious. I'm done with the United States. I have, like, had such bad experiences that I'm going to go be a European. So hopefully you guys will see me there. I'm working on it. A year from now, I'm hoping to be hanging out on a beach in Venice or something like that, and making friends, learning Italian. So, yeah, I don't think people should vote for Marine Le Pen, even though, like, I understand how appealing she is, but, like, look what happened with England. They decided to be racist, and that's why they did Brexit. Did Brexit have anything to do with anything except for racism? I don't think it had anything to do with anything except for racism. It's like, I'm an American, and I'm so sick of the Mexicans coming here illegally that I am going to change my entire economy because I want to keep the Mexicans out. And then you still don't keep the Mexicans out. I think that's the kind of situation that Brexit came out of, and my opinion is, like, you should never make policy out of racism. Like, the last thing you should ever do is like create a freaking serious government policy that's completely based on the fact that you're racist. Because like what happens is you're not logical. And I think logic tells me that if I'm England, I want to be in it with Germany, and I want to be in it with Italy, and I want to be in it with France. And I feel like France should want to be in it, but they're sick of the fuel prices. And that's the thing about this, like, leaning towards Vladimir Putin. I'm going to be friends with Vladimir Putin. Dude, it's a complicated thing becoming friends with Vladimir Putin. Like, you can be friends with him, but, like, it's awkward being friends with Vladimir Putin. I think everyone who's friends with Vladimir Putin at this point is like, yeah, I'm friends with Vladimir. It's just like, I mean, so you're for the genocide of the Ukrainian people. I mean, he's not committing genocide. It's a special forces operation. Yeah, special missile operation. It's not genocide. There's no. The bottom line is, like, you can't commit genocide against Ukrainians. We got freaking Ukrainians in Hollywood. You got Ukrainians in Washington, D.C. You got Ukrainians all over the United States. Ukrainians are all over Chicago. Trust me. Like, you can't commit genocide against people that, like, are not. I think of genocide as wiping out a population, but. Alright, so yeah. Morning. Hope you guys have a good morning. It's day 66 with most of my plants. I am freaking excited because, like, I am out of weed. Like, I can't believe I have my weed that's like, that hurts my throat that I bought from this one store. I have an ounce of it, but I really don't like having to get into it because it hurts my throat. So I'm ready to get my harvest on. So I'm gonna go to work. Hope you guys have a good day.